13, she began accepting roles that offered her something different.
I just finished a film with Nick Nolte called Mother Night, and that was a cameo, though.
In addition to Mother Night, Kirsten appeared in Ruby Ridge, An American Tragedy. The 1996 TV docudrama chronicled the U.S. Marshals' siege of an Idaho separatist home. In 1997, Kirsten voiced the young Anastasia in the animated feature Anastasia. That same year, she stood out in the political satire Wag the Dog.
I'm so excited, and I can't wait to put this on my resume.
Wag the Dog, she had a very small part as a homeless woman in a far-off land with a cat. And that was always the scene that was shown as to why Wag the Dog was so funny and appropriate for our times. But that scene really made people know who she was.
I play the Albanian poster child, so it's really fun for my part because I'm in I have this little Albanian outfit on with this is the whole movie with a little hood on. I look like a little homeless child. It's really funny.
In 1998, Kirsten starred in Small Soldiers, about toys that come to life and fight.
They basically come to life because they have these computer chips embedded in their heads, and there's two sets of these toys, the Gorgonites and the Commandos, and they have this whole war going on between them, and they drag us into it.
Small Soldiers was criticised as being too violent for children, and it wasn't a hit. Kirsten's next films were less publicised, but more mature. She received rave reviews for Strike and starred in 1999's The Virgin Suicides, an independent movie about teenage sexuality, co-starring Josh Hartnett.
Because of the movie is told through the eyes of the boys who live across the street, it's kind of like the part of adolescence that's almost like a lot about daydreaming and fantasizing about, people who you'd love to kiss or who you'd love to just be around. And so I think it captures that essence of, growing up and dreaming about, what you'd like to be in life.
At 17, Kirsten was still not completely comfortable showing her thigh during one key scene.
It was so embarrassing to shoot, though, because it would be like, okay, Kirsten, because I'd have to do it, and then they'd pan down, and then they'd be like, lift up your dress, and then I'd have to, lift up my dress with this underwear on, and Josh is standing there, and he'd, look away and try to be all polite, which was nice, because he has respect for me, but still, it was so funny. I was just, so embarrassed.
Like her character in The Virgin Suicides, Kirsten was about to leave school, but because of her career, she had to finish her studies with private tutors.
I think it's difficult just because of balancing school and work at the same time, and that's made it hard, and being away from my friends is hard too. So I try to see them as much as I can, but now they're going off to college, and it's going to be I'm going to be missing them, and it's going to be even harder to see each other.
Thanks to films like The Virgin Suicides, Kirsten was getting more adult roles. Drop Dead Gorgeous, a spoof documentary about a teenage beauty pageant, proved she had no problem switching from drama to comedy.
Living in a country where no matter who you are or where you come from, you can grow up and become what you've always dreamed of. My character's Amber, and she's a ambitious beauty contestant. She wants to get out of this town, and she lives in a trailer with her mom, and they're really poor. She has 5 after-school jobs, and she just wants to become something great in life, like Diane Sawyer. She wants to be a news reporter.
Drop Dead Gorgeous offered Kirsten the chance to work with co-stars her own age.
It was fun. Working with people your own age is so nice because you can have always someone to hang out with on the set, so it's really nice.
Kirsten also shared the screen with someone her own age in Dick, a spoof about the Watergate break-in. Her co-star, Michelle Williams, was just a year and a half older.
I loved Michelle. We got along really, really well in the film, and we did stuff off the set too, so we had a really good chemistry, I think, on screen. We had that best friend look on screen, so it was really good.
She's so easy to work with. She's so warm and so open, and so she just has this effervescence to her that's very easily approached.
What are your names?
I'm Betsy, and this is Arlene, Mr. President.
Call me Dick.
Hi. Well, as soon as I read the script, I was laughing so hard, and I thought it was really clever and witty how they tied in Watergate with these two girls, and I'd never read a teenage comedy at that time, and it was such a funny, role, and I really liked the script.
Background! Just say it, because I already know! Okay. I love Dick!
I like doing both, drama and comedy, and I want to, show that I can do both, so I like to be diversified, definitely.
Kirsten's next film, The Crow's Salvation, gave her another chance to shine in a more mature role. The big screen comic book adaptation focused on a young man who comes back to life to avenge the death of his girlfriend. Bring It On put Kirsten back into comedy mode. To prepare for the story about rival cheerleader squads, Kirsten attended cheerleading boot camp.
We are hip, so get on back. You can't touch this. Our game is bad. We're without fear, so get that weak mess out of here.
It's just like such an exciting world that no one's done a movie about, so I thought it was a good idea because it was something fresh, you know, not like the same old teen movie. And then when I talked to Peyton, the director, on the phone, and he's just like, he was just so into it and like so ready to do it. He was telling me all about the choreographers, how great, you know, everything's going to be, and he just sounded so into it. And when people are passionate about something, you know it's going to be like good because they'll have their heart in it, and so that's why I wanted to do it.
Bring It On was a major hit, putting Kirsten in demand for teenage comedies. But before she made another one, she accepted a part in Deeply, a heart-wrenching drama about a young woman living in a Nova Scotia fishing village. It opened at the Toronto Film Festival. A year later, she had a new comedy ready, Get Over It, directed by Tom O'Haver.
Get Over It appealed to me because of the singing and just the quirkiness of the film and the romance involved. And when I met Tommy O'Haver, the director, I liked the direction he wanted to go into, like almost like it was a little bit of like a comic book. And so I knew that it would take like a different turn than most teen movies, and I thought it'd be just a fun movie to make.
What do you mean?
I mean, you shouldn't have to waste your time on some hapless loser.
I work hard, and yeah, there are a lot of scripts, but a lot of them are horrible. Like, there are more bad scripts out there than good scripts. I mean, completely. There's, like, hardly any good ones out there, especially ones for people my age. And I'm so sick. I do not want to play always this, like, sexy, you know what I mean, ingenue kind of thing. It's just, I get so bored. Like, I really want to play strong characters. Going to the Turnabout Ranch.
Crazy Beautiful provided Kirsten with a challenging role, although at high school this free-spirited character was more complex than usual.
Can we adjust? Help me out here.
I wanted something like to do something like refreshing that teens would admire, like, and, you know, respect and like feel, you know, impacted by, instead of just like being safe in the movies that we usually see for people that age.
The script called for a nude scene, but Kirsten's mother vetoed that idea, and Kirsten did the scene in a cut-off shirt and underwear.
I was a bit nervous about how easily it would be for her to slip into the shoes of Nicole and transform herself, because she's not this character. She knows this character, but she did it. And when she showed up on the set and she had chopped off her hair and said no makeup, I want to completely embrace all aspects of this character, I was thrilled, and she followed through. She was very brave.
She's a great actress, and she has a lot. She gives a lot to whoever, whoever she's acting with, whatever scene it is, whatever it's about. She like offers a lot of herself, which, helped me do what I, had to do to make the scene work.
Kirsten was now approaching 20 and ready to play adults. The Cat's Meow helped her. She plays Marion Davis, silent movie queen and mistress to newspaper tycoon William Randolph Hearst. Davis was 27 when the movie takes place, but the director, Peter Bogdanovich, decided Kirsten could handle the age difference.
When the studio called me and said Kirsten Dunst wants to do the picture, I suppose I could have said not on your life, but she's a talented actress. She was very experienced. I knew as an actor that it was healthy to play older or younger, that it was a good idea not to play your own age. Sometimes it's very inspiring.
It's all about subtlety and, getting the things in there that are important, but portraying Marion and not getting into like trying to be a character like that, because that could be really distracting also.
Playing an historical person was also a challenge, but Kirsten was ready. And her co-star, Eddie Izzard, who played Charlie Chaplin, was impressed.
I think she said something to me. She was a little nervous at first, but she just nailed it very quickly. It wasn't maybe day one of doing some big Marion scenes in Greece, and then she just went in and just landed on it. And even though she's younger than the character, she had a youthfulness in, which I think Marion did have, but she did seem like she was playing mid-20s.
Yeah, that's perfect, guys.
The Cat's Meow was key to getting Kirsten more adult roles, but it was her next film that made her a star.